What is up, everybody? How is everyone doing today, man? You already know how it go. It is your boy B back with another video. Yesterday we had some complications. I am going to double check our quality today because, listen, yesterday it was a little bad, man. It was a little bad. I had to stop it, and I honestly did not feel like restarting it. But I did want to come back and recap on it. But first I want to make sure we good. I want to make sure the... Oh, snap. I want to make sure we're good. Hold on, y'all. Let's make sure our audio is good, man. Let's make sure the audio is good. How was everyone's day? If you're watching this, I hope you had a great day. Both TikTok and also YouTube, of course, man. I love all of you guys. All right, cool. We're good. All right, perfect. We good. We in there like swimwear. All right, so I'm gonna go and take this and get into the meat and potatoes. So number one, this weekend was pretty okay. It was good. I'm gonna be very transparent and honest with you guys, though. It's been hard as hell, man. This month has been slow for business, and it is expected. Let me explain why. So, as a wholesaler, you put a lot of time into pushing out products, right? Into getting people to get the products for this holiday, Black Friday that just passed. They bought it, now they selling it. And it becomes a bit difficult at this time. Every business has a slow period. Phone flipping is slow, but it's going to pick up. It is a slow period because there's a bunch of people trying to get every device, and phone store, are on really high guard. Like, they not playing, bro. So phones have been really slow. Now, I will have a video coming throughout the week. So I post Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I'm talking about long form, obviously. But I have a video coming where I'll be telling you guys exactly how much I am actually made, or I made last month phone flipping, and it's ugly. And that's just because I keep it transparent with you guys. I try to always maintain my integrity. But I do want to go ahead and deep dive into the price list since yesterday it didn't really quite work out that way. So let's do it. So I have a different format today. I'm going to make it to where you guys can see it a little bit more clear. So if you guys appreciate this view more, let me know, okay? So we have the 17s. These are going to be the newer devices, all right? So we have the iPhone Pro. I skipped the iPhone 17 Pro Max because that is not a device I would recommend anybody buying. If you don't know, the Pro Max 17 wise is very expensive. It's $1,000 and up. This can become very complicated. Also, it is not a good investment. So I'm not going to be pushing that out and telling you guys, yo, guys, go ahead and flip the 17 Pro Max. Do not buy the Pro Max. If you are somebody out there that gets phones to sell to people like me, don't get the Pro Max. If you're somebody out there that is a buyer like myself, text the people right now that sell you phones and say, do not get the 17 Pro Max. That is the worst phone to get. It's not going to get you no bread at all. I promise you, okay? Now, you'll make $50 buying a phone for $1,000. That is insane. And if you guys don't believe me, let me pull it up, man. Let me pull it up. Today, we're going to get into the meat and potatoes, man. It's all about phone flipping first, then we'll talk about some reselling, and then I'm going to get up out of here. All right? So, number one, right, when we go ahead and look at offer up, we can type in the iPhone 17 Pro Max. When we type it in, and this is how I first start my mornings, okay? Especially as somebody that started phone flipping, the first thing I actually did was hop into OfferUp and Facebook and actually make these offers, right? So what I did was I would type in the model I want. I would also make sure the miles are exactly what I would want. Now, this isn't even my area code or my zip code, but I believe this is near my store. That's why I have it here. But you can go 20 miles, 30 miles, or you can even do 10. I always do 30. And then I look at the listings. I go and I switch this to recent first because OfferUp will show you the listings that are, how can I say this, a little old. That's literally how I say it, older. But right now it shows you the orange. Orange is actually being brought at a high rate, but look at the prices. This is a scam, 100%. Look at this, scam, okay? One, Guy has black gloves on. This is clearly a repair pad, I believe. It looked like a car. What? It looked like he just got done robbing an AT&T. It looked like he just got done robbing the store. Yo, Southside, man, what's up with you, man? What the heck you get into, man? Let me see. Yeah, it looked like he a thief, man. But he had his account since 2018, so I can't throw that on him. But I would not buy this. It got to be. Hit me up for more. Yeah, he a scammer. Yeah, we're going to get up there. We're going to actually look at some legit stuff, okay? Let's look at this. The iPhone 17 Pro Max, they want $1,250. Join May 2022. Yeah, so this is going to be like something we you know what I mean? This is actually good. Problem is, they hide in the IMEI. We do not deal with phones that are hiding the IMEI. Why? Because when they hide in the IMEI, they hiding something. Now, if you guys don't know, I don't buy sealed phones. This is probably a clone, okay? Probably a clone, but I wouldn't buy this either. The point I'm making is don't buy the iPhone 17 Pro Max. It ain't worth it. There's too many scammers because they understand it ain't nobody really buying the real thing, all right? All right, let's go back to the regular price list. Now, this is one of the buyer's price lists, but this is the most accurate. So if you are somebody that's a phone buyer, you're going to want to go ahead. If you're on TikTok, go and subscribe to my YouTube, Educated Hustler, all right? But what I'm talking about TikTok is the phones, all right? I have buyers, 50 total. And they give me prices and I just share it with you so you're not overpaying for devices, okay? So the iPhone 17 Air, one of the phones I would definitely never resell because consumers don't want it and also buyers don't either. The iPhone 17 Air 256 sealed and activated are going to be 700 sealed, 600 activated. For the 512, 790 sealed, 690 activated. So it's $100 difference either way. The 1 terabyte, 890 sealed, 790 activated. So, yo, look, this buyer got a whole typo on here. Look what it say. It say, for the iPhone 17 Air 1 terabyte, $7,520. It really means, I think he meant to put 752. Listen, if I find an iPhone 17 Air 1 terabyte right now, I'm getting the no box headset only, and he gonna pay me this 7,520. Talking about the hell? Y'all see that price? Yeah, all right. When y'all see a buyer that he don't pay attention to his price list, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I'll be taking advantage of it, but he ain't gonna pay that. Anyway, the iPhone 17 Air locked. Now, one thing about the Air model that I do realize with the 17s, it's very slow. I brought about 5 Air models so far and tried to sell them to regular people like me and you, and it took about 3 weeks for me to sell. I kicked out, I believe it was like $750 when the iPhone 17s came out first. And I thought the Air was going to be one of them phones a lot of people wanted. Nah, I was wrong. I was wrong. Okay, ain't nobody want that shit. All right? Ain't nobody want that be. Feel me? All right, now, iPhone 17 unlocked. This is going to be a phone you want to pay attention to. If you're a phone flipper and you have somebody trying to sell you an iPhone 17, you could actually get some bread, okay? I've made a total of $250 off of this per unit this week, okay? Now, iPhone 17s, the way I do it, I'll show you, right? I'll go over to OfferUp and I'll look up iPhone 17. The beautiful thing is a lot of T-Mobiles, AT&Ts, and Verizons have these deals on the 17 model. Yo, I gotta start drinking Celsius before I go live, man. I got some energy today. Usually when I come home and it be late, man, I'll be a little drained. I got energy now. I'm good, man. I'm good. Shout out Celsius, man. Shout out to Celsius. I mean, I'm tired as hell, but I'm up. All right, so, all right, cool. We got one right here. One thing I look for when I first look at a, my audio good, right, y'all? YouTube, my audio good. One thing I look for when I go and try to find phones, I first look at the join date. So it says August 2018. And then I look at the stars. I don't really care if they got 1 review, no reviews, but I want to make sure that the person is actually legitimate. There's been plenty of times where I've tried to do deals with people that have just joined the same month that I actually closed a deal with, and it's usually a scam. This person is interesting. When I look at the pictures, I usually look at the pictures and see the background. This is a dirty ass person. Okay, he don't clean his nails. That's number 1. But number 2, look at how the background changes per device, right? This shows me either it's a legitimate person or this person is just taking pictures from other people, because this one doesn't have his hand in it. But then this one has like a close up, but it's like you're taking pictures at the same angle of the device. This right here would scare me. I would not go ahead and negotiate that. Something like this is cool though. This is a legitimate person, all right? Now, this person shows us the IMEI. Y'all want to look up the IMEI together? We're going to look up the IMEI together, man. We're going to look up the IMEI together, man. I got y'all back like a bra strap, man. Let's look up this IMEI together, all right? Let me go ahead and take this pic, man. Now, it's kind of interesting, though, because this person is hiding the IMEI, though. Like, that's weird. Like, he's hiding, not the IMEI, he's hiding all the other information. If you're going to give me the IMEI, I can find all the other information on the back. This is what makes me think this person is real, because they don't know, right? And when I say ignorant, I'm not saying they're ignorant in a bad way. I'm more so saying they're ignorant as far as they think they're doing something and they're not. All right, you're not hiding nothing, bro. I like that the plastic is still on here. This is actually a legitimate sale. Posted 2 days ago. This should still be active, right? Let's actually make the deal together, man. Let's actually go ahead and try to buy this phone, all right? So a lot of people, when I go on OfferUp, they know that I'm a phone store. A lot of the people on OfferUp I talk to on a daily basis. So they'll either like me or not. Like, some people like me because I make good offers. Some people don't like me because I make low offers, depending on what my buyer's paying. So if I'm looking, what the heck is the Pricelist at, y'all? All right, so I'm gonna do everything I would usually do and show you guys my process, okay? So boom, all right. This is William. William doesn't tell me if it's locked or not. I don't believe. Let me see. iPhone 17, brand new, still sealed in the box, charger included, carrier T-Mobile. It says call plus text active. So that means this is active on an account. Color is black. This person is very descriptive. I like that. I like William, man. I like William. And he has 2. So that means we fitting to buy 2, man. We fitting to buy 2. So that means that we actually could take advantage of the fact that he has 2. He most likely is a wholesale seller. Now, if you don't know what a wholesale seller is a person that goes into stores, gets phones off of other people's accounts. Yo, speaking of that, look at what I saw today. And I took a screenshot because I wanted to show you guys, this is what people do. You know how I tell you guys, and I know I'm not trying to get off the topic, but I do want to show y'all this, man. I want to show you guys how people actually are finding these phones. How do I know? Well, I've been phone flipping for over like 10 years. I'm an old head now, okay? I'm old. I'm Unc, man. I'm Unc, man. Call me Unc, all right? Don't call me hustler. Call me Unc. But, so I found this person, and I'll show y'all TikTok too, man. I'm going to show y'all too, man. I found this person, and this person, this is what the person made on their Instagram story. It says, let me pull it up on YouTube first. Let me pull it up on YouTube. This person says, y'all, they're looking for people that don't have or do have AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile. You want to know why? And this is an influencer. Popular influencer. She has 1 million followers. The key is you want to use a girl. This is what they do. Same thing with OfferUp. With OfferUp, they'll use girls. And they'll try to use the girl to draw people in. So they find people like guys that are desperate for bread. And then what they do, watch this. Look, I'm about to pull it up right now, YouTube. Watch, look. All right, so this is what they do. This is what they do. Y'all listening? Okay. Oh, crap. All right, so what they do is they try and finesse using other people's socials. Why can't I find? Hold on, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, they try to finesse and use other people, right? So this is what this person is doing. So this girl is an influencer, I guess, 18 plus with ID, never been with Verizon or AT&T or T-Mobile. Or if you got an account with them already, it's better tap in 4K same day. That's what this says, okay? This is exactly what they do. This is exactly what they do. Can y'all see this? Hold on. Let me see if I'm showing y'all. Yeah, I'm showing y'all. This is exactly what they do. So this is a ploy to get people to use their socials, their information, so that somebody will cash you out. They'll be like, yo, I'm going to get 5 iPhones off your account using your credit. I'm going to pay you $200. I'm going to pay you $300. When the whole time they're getting $2,000 from it. All they got to do is pay taxes, and they'll pay the taxes. Tax $250 each phone. You know what I mean? I'm going to give y'all a rundown, okay? Let's make it make sense. This is how people finesse and scam people for phones. This is how it works. This is a fact. And I'm sorry all of my scammers for exposing this, but I done did my research. I didn't literally ask people that brought phones and sold them to me, how you do it? And they broke it down to me once I got cool with them. So what they do, right? They'll be like, all right, yo, Brandon, yeah, what's up? You got a Verizon account? Yeah, I got a Verizon account. How many phones you got? I got one line, bro. It's just me. It's just you? Yeah. All right, bet. So I want to get some phones on your account. But after I get the phones on your account, you can't use it no more. Is that cool? Nah, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm telling you, I can cash you out, bro. I'll get you 4K. You'll give me what? 4K. Just get 4 phones and an iPad, or maybe 2 iPads, 4 phones, and an Apple Watch. Huh? Yeah. So what happens is you usually find people that are hurting for money. Let's be real. A lot of people nowadays are hurting for money. You feel me? Let's be real. A lot of us, we need bread because it's hard out here. So what they'll do is they'll be like, all right, I'm going to pay the taxes on your account. You're going to go in there. You're going to just say you want to open 6 lines. You're going to say you want to get 4 iPhone 17 Pro Maxes. They're going to try to push you on a deal. They're going to try to say, hey, we can give you a free iPad or an iPad on us or whatever, right? Take whatever deals they're trying to give you. So what happens is you'll probably pay around $230, if I'm being real, $230 per iPhone. That's 4 phones, 4 Pro Maxes. That's going to be $920 that you have to pay for the phones. Then what happens is they'll probably give you the tablet as well. iPads are not worth any money nowadays, right? But when it comes to paying the taxes, you're paying like what, $120 for the iPad, okay? That's $1,040 that person is going to have to put towards your account to get those phones out of store. They'll do that. They'll pay that bread. This is why. Because with the iPhone 17 Pro Max right now, you're getting $1,020 each phone. Times that by 4. With the iPad, you're probably getting $275 because I think they're doing the base model. So you're getting like $275. So they're making $4,300 off of your account, and they're only paying around $980. Okay, paying around $980. That's $3,375. That's how they do it. And you have people that turn over these accounts probably 4 times a week. So times that by 4. But before I even times that by 4, I want to tell y'all something. It's a little bit more difficult than that. They have to usually pay the person who's there on their account. So they'll probably cash the person out $2,000. They'll probably give somebody $2,000. And this includes if they have to get a ride there, includes paying the person whose account they're on. Because you got to pay the person if they're using their social, and plus you don't want them to snitch or tell. So they'll pay that $2,000. You like, yo, I just got $2,000, bruh. They probably, $2,000 is a generous one. You know what I mean? Some people actually will do that, but they'll do it 4 times. They'll do it around 4 times. So they coming out with $5,500 every week. Times that by 4. This is how much they're making. Around 22. Times that by 12, bruh. They're making bread. This is what happens. This is how you find scammers and all these people out there. This is why. But I'm going to tell you something. This all comes with risk, though. This all comes with risk. I found one of my buyers got arrested because he was doing this. Somebody that I know, they went in and they got finessed. It was a girl that I knew. She got finessed. She actually was hurting for bread. She should have hit me up. I would have hired her. But instead, she tried to do this. They took her ID and held it until the cops came. So my point is, guys, is that people are out here scamming. I'm telling you. And you just got to be careful, but take advantage of it when it hits offer up. Because this person is trying to get $650, but they probably only paid $230 for it. That's how they make the bread. The reason I explain that is because when I make my offers, people be like, oh my God, that's so low. No, it's not low, right? So prime example, this person wants $650. Let's look at the price list. This person wants $650. We can go over here, look at the iPhone 17. His is locked to T-Mobile, okay? So it's new, right? I believe this is a brand new phone. Let me see. Brand new, yeah, still sealed. See, when they say still sealed, don't trust it. Always open the box, okay? So it's locked, sealed. I personally am gonna open the box because as you see, 600 sealed, 600 activated. No matter if it's sealed or not, we still can pay the same price for our iPhone. So an iPhone 17 locked to any carrier, whether you buy it sealed or unlocked, it's the same price for any buyer. Don't let nobody finesse you and say, oh, bro, you can't open it. Because if you open it, it's devalued. No, that's not true. That's not true. And I have a bunch of people that come into my stores and they'll be like, hey, please don't open the phone. And then my guys are like, why? Well, because if you open the phone, then I can't sell it for X amount. That's not true. And we turn them away. We good. I'm straight, bro. I'm good. I don't play them funny games. I've got finessed so many times with clones and fake phones, yo. It's not even funny. And I always keep this phone right here. I always keep this phone right here because this is a fake phone. And this phone cost me one of my best buyers. So I always keep this just to remind myself not to buy a fake phone. I always remind myself every single time not to buy a fake phone. So this right here is actually a cloned iPhone. I'm not sure. Look. You can already see. Look, when my buyer turns it on, this is what he saw. And this is a reboot mode or some crap. Okay, now it's turning on. This is what my buyer saw. He never forgave me for it, bruh. I'm telling y'all the truth. This cost me around, one phone cost me around $6,000. I was making around $6,000 with this buyer because I was selling to him. He was in New York. He was a close buyer. Everything was cool. He would ship the phones to his main company's hub in China. It was like a lucrative buyer. I messed it up because one deal, I did not open the phone. The guy finessed the hell out of me. I never forget. It was a late night. I found him on OfferUp. And this, look, I found him on OfferUp. And what did he say? He was like, yo, no, it wasn't a late night. He hit me up while I was in LA Fitness. And I was working out in a gym, I believe. And he wanted to meet. I said, I'll meet you in an hour or whatever. Mind you, I don't meet people where they want to meet me. Okay? They meet me with addresses I give them. I have 4 addresses all around. Of course, my store, but also around my house, just in case I'm with my kids and, you know, I'm helping them with homework or something. I would rather have somebody meet me at a plaza close to me rather than me go and do a store transaction, right? So I have store locations and plazas around me that would prevent me from losing leverage going to someone. So this individual met me at a pizza shop, and I'll never forget this guy because he was young like me. Well, I'm not young no more, I'm old. He was young. And he pulled up in the car, and I remember it because I was like, yo, bro, I'm in the pizza shop, pull up. And I always meet inside of a location. But this time, it was dark. And he was like, yo, I gotta get my daughter, bro. So can you come out? Because I gotta go. Like, it's whoop. So I'm like, all right. I was very eager to get this phone because I was making a $600 profit off of it. Yes, a $600 profit. Red flag. I went, I looked at the phone. This is the box. I'm telling y'all, it was sealed. Just like this, look. Just like this. Sealed. Okay? For YouTube, let me put y'all on full screen. Just like this, it was sealed, okay? Boom. I'm like, cool, right? Tell me how. This is how I look. Okay? Tell me how it was sealed. I went to try and open it. He was like, bro, no, don't open it, bro, because that's going to lose the value, bro. So I'm like, all right. So I start looking at the IMEI. This is how the IMEI look. This is how the back of the phone look. Everything looks perfect. Everything looks perfect. I looked at the IMEI. And when I looked at the IMEI, I'm like, yo, why does this deal cannot be real? Like, that's how I was thinking. So let me show you how the phone now. Let me show you how the phone real quick, okay? So, mind you, I didn't have access to this, okay? Everything looked real. We good. All right. So we good, right? Why I keep saying this? I don't know what this is. See, like this what I'm talking about? I don't know. Okay. All right. So, everything looked good. Boom. Okay? Everything looked good. Everything looked good. Everything looked good. Okay. Oh, I don't know if y'all can see it. Can y'all see it now? Hold on. All right, if y'all can't see it, it's this is supposed to be messages, but it's like not messages. It's weird. It looks weird. What else could I show y'all that looks weird? Look at the camera. What the hell? It got all these Chinese people in it. Look. Right? And you could tell, look at this. This don't even look like the iPhone. It looks like a replica of it, but it's not, right? Hold on. Look at the App Store. This messed my head up. I'm like, wait, it's gotta be real, bro. Got the App Store. When you try to download an app, Instagram. Only one app comes up. Let's look at the picture. I mean, let's look at the camera. This is what gave it away, though. Look at how bad this camera is. Dark, very bad. So I'm like, yo, there's no way this person's finessing me like this, bro. Like, I was so upset. He got away with like $600 of my own dollars, and I was really hurt, bro. I was hurt. But I wanted to show you guys that because rule number 1, phone flipping, never ever buy a sealed phone. Never. Sealed phones will always cost you. Okay? That's the reason I always go by a buyer's price list, and I also always check. Now, I have like a buyer's checklist for free in any of my links. So you can get the free buyer's checklist where I use every time that I go and buy a phone, I just check this checklist, okay? It tells you it's not just a checklist of what you need to look for on OfferUp or Facebook. It's also a checklist that for cosmetics. And then it's a checklist for the battery. Like things like, hey, you got to make sure the battery is 75% higher or higher. If the battery is lower than 75%, what the heck? My live is restricted and I ain't do nothing. Okay, whatever, TikTok. But what else? So it's all about making sure that they be trying to stop me because I be exposing a lot. You want to make sure that the battery percentage is not lower than 75%, because when it's lower than 75%, that battery is going to end up causing a customer problems. Now, some people don't care because they're never going to see that customer again. I'm all about doing good business. If I'm going to sell somebody a phone, I want to make sure that that phone, if it's being sold as new, it's going to act as new, right? And also you got to remember, I got a phone store. So when people pull up and they buy a phone, they can easily come back and have an issue, right? I'd rather not have that happen, okay? All right, so those are important things. So when we're looking at this phone that this guy has, as you see, he has a locked one. It's sealed, but we're going to treat it as activated. It's the same price no matter what. Obviously, it's a $256. So $600 is what my buyer is paying, right? So let's say my buyer paying $600. The way I would go ahead and do this, and this is why a lot of phone flippers are broke and don't make money. One, phone flipping does not make you profit. I'm going to say this again. Phone flipping does not make you profit. You are never going to be able to replace your 9 to 5 with phone flipping. It's all a lie. the people that talk about Facebook ads, the people that talk about eBay. One, you never sell a phone on eBay. If you sell a phone on eBay, the fees are going to eat you up. And you're competing against a bunch of competitors that are better than us, right? They have more connections. They're buyback companies. Buyback companies. I want y'all to remember what I'm talking about. Buyback company. A buyback company is a company that buys phones from major businesses at low prices because those businesses are upgrading with T-Mobile, AT&T, or Verizon. They're usually people that are connected with account managers. I am somebody that is a buyback company. I buy phones from companies so that they can go ahead and take the phone T-Mobile is offering them and put a little something in their pocket. Okay. I don't want to get too, I'm going to get into that, but not yet. Just keep that in mind. Buyback. You're not going to make money phone flipping. You will always make money when you're turning your phone flipping business into a business. Phone flipping is a side hustle. It is something you'll get $50, a little $50 per transaction, right? And I'm explaining why. So $600 is what my buyer is paying. So $600, but I got to think to myself, well, what am I going to offer this person? Well, if I'm getting paid $600, I can't offer them $600. I want to make at least $50 every phone deal. I'll subtract 600 minus 50, and then I see 550. So that's like, 550 is the least that I could do it for, right? Well, I can't just hit this person up and say 550. They're going to be like 580. Like they're going to try to negotiate me up. So I got to subtract something else. Usually I subtract some wiggle room. I'm going to do $50. So I'll offer this person $500 for this phone. Now, when I offer them $500 for the phone, they're going to say no. Unless, in this case, this guy has two phones. I'm going to tell him I'll do $1,000 for both phones. He'll probably say no. He'll probably be like, well, let's do $1,200. Then I got to think about it, and it will make sense for me to probably say I'll do $1,050. Like I can go ahead and negotiate, but I always want to make sure that I'm not going past the ceiling price. So for two phones, I got to remember I can't go over $550 each. Times that by two, that means $1,100 is my ceiling. I can't go past that because I need to make at least $100 from this deal. And that's how you actually figure out what to offer, okay? So I'm going to tell this person I can do $990 for both phones. Okay. Now, hopefully he messages back right now so we can do a live, but that's a good offer. And if he says no, I'm going to go ahead and work with him. But at the same time, I'm not desperate for a 17 because that's not where the money is. The money isn't in the iPhone 17s. The money is actually going to be in the money is actually going to be in the lower phones. And that's important. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. They just closed the store. I had to. All right. So the money is going to be in lower phones. And let me explain. Okay. So when we look at the prices again, let's go down. Let's just skip all of this. I had the phone flipper buyers prices link in my bio, guys, if you guys want it. Okay. But look, let's go to the iPhone 16. The iPhone 16 is $510 unlocked, but look at the locked. The locked, let me just let them know they closed right. Hold on. One second, y'all. I'm on. All right. Look at the iPhone 16 locked, right? So when you look at the iPhone 16 locked, you see that my buyer is paying $350 for an iPhone 16 locked. I only want to buy locked phones in December. I don't really see any benefit paying for unlocked phones in December. I'm going to tell you why. The one thing you want to do with your price list, whether you have a paid price list or a price list from a place like Atlas, which that's not really a phone flipping price list, that's actually a buyback price list. You could tell a phone flipper, a wholesale phone flipper, and a buyback company because buyback companies can't buy phones that are new. So my buyback company, which is Hustler Buybacks, that is a company that I register with the IRS and I actually show my transactions. The money I'm spending, I have to actually show what I'm spending it on. Therefore, I won't go and buy a phone that is new, because then I'm gonna have to report it. And then when I report it, they're gonna be like, well, you brought 30 iPhone 17s? Well, Mr. Jones, where did that come from? I brought it up the street. Okay, well, no. How did you obtain them? Like, how did they get it? Like, it starts being a lot of questions. So what happens is places like Atlas, they only buy used phones because they're a buyback company. I've actually, and I don't want to spill too many beans in this video, but they're a syndicate. They're a part of more buyback companies. But you could tell a wholesale buyer by somebody that will buy a bunch of things: iPads, iPhones, used, new, Google, Pixel, all of that, right? So you just got to be really careful of the price list you use. That's what I'm saying. But no matter what, I'm not going to sell any phones in December to just buyers. In December and also in November, I sold most of my phones to people, because people are going through hard times, but maybe they want to go ahead and upgrade their daughter or their son, or get them their first phone, or maybe they want to try and get their own selves a phone, but they don't want to actually have to kick out that installment price, or maybe they don't have the credit. You have to understand that you're going to have to assess what your target market is at some point. And this was like a big part of me learning my phone flipping business, was understanding that not everybody is going to be my target audience, right? I used to literally look at my buyer and be like, yo, $350 for an iPhone 16 locked new? How am I going to get that? Because if you look on OfferUp, if I'm going to make that deal, I got to get this phone for $300. The problem is Apple is messing us up. Why is Apple messing us up? Because they're pushing out too many phones with the same stuff. Okay? I'm not going to curse. The same stuff, right? So look at this. The iPhone 16. We're just looking for a 16. Okay. Now that's 16 Pro. And you won't see a lot of 16s. Definitely don't buy the 16e. But look at this person. This person for a T-Mobile 16e wants $250. That phone, a 16e, is worth nothing. Look, a lock 16e is worth $210. So how am I giving you $250? But the reason this person thinks that it's worth $250 is because it has 16 in it. But the E, to be completely honest with you, makes this phone worthless. That's the worst phone to buy, 16e. Okay, here we go. iPhone 16, $350 is what this person wants. They took it down from $600. Because how you gonna ask for $600 for an iPhone 16 when an iPhone 17 is $600? See, what happened is Apple's pushing out so many phones that the phone industry is getting congested when it comes to like the buyback space. So people are getting confused. Somebody listing a 16 is trying to get $400, $500, but they can't because the people that's listing a 17, they're trying to get that amount. So what's happening is everybody getting confused. You got to be the one not to. You got to stand on your morals and understand, yo, I'm only buying this phone for $250. Even if the person look at me like I'm crazy, I'm going to stick on my offer. And we'll talk about that in a second. $350 for this iPhone 16. I would not ever offer that much. But I'll look here. It says for an iPhone 16, I can get $350. Bet. So what I would do, I'll look here. I'll say, okay, he's asking $350. I already showed you guys how I do the calculations, but in my head, I've done this so much, I already know what I'll offer. I'm just gonna say I can do. I don't ask, how's your day? Who are you? My name is Brandon. I'm a store owner. I'm a wholesaler. I don't care about none of that. I wanna go right into the offer, and then I wanna extract this person from this platform, make them a lead if they don't agree with the transaction amount. So I'm gonna say I can do $275. If I do $275, the way I look at it, $275 is a great offer. Because if I do $275, I know that my buyer's paying me $350, I'll make $75. But I know this person may think in their head, well, if he offers me $275, I can get him to $300. If this person thinks he can give me the $300, then I still win. Because if he thinks that he can give me the $300, I will go and take that $300 deal. I'll make $50 from this phone, All I'm doing is getting the phone, handing it off to my buyer. Or I'm gonna get the phone, I'm gonna list it on OfferUp, I'm gonna list it on Facebook, I'm gonna put it as 400, and I'm gonna have somebody pay me 350. I'm gonna have a customer say, hey, I'll buy your phone for 350. Oh man, you're taking me down $50. I don't know if I can do that. You know what? It's okay, let's do it. You get me? You still have options to sell a phone. See, what a lot of people don't understand is that's how you use a price list. You use a price list to evaluate the market value. You don't always use a price list to sell to wholesale buyers. See, where people get it messed up is they think that phone flipping is about Facebook ads. Well, Facebook ads doesn't work if you don't understand how valuable or what the price point of that device is. So people start actually overpaying or overbidding. I want you guys to imagine something with me. Let's say that you have phone ads everywhere. You got all these phone ads. Now I live in Philly, okay? So let's say I got phone ads all over Philly. I put them on Google and I put it on Facebook. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of people hit me up, okay? They all hit me up. And now I got somebody selling a 16, a 17, this and that. Well, if I don't have a price list, how do I evaluate what I'm gonna offer them? See, the problem is what people would do is they'll say, all right, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go to eBay. Dumbest thing to do. I see a bunch of YouTubers lying, trying to tell you guys to do this. Oh, just go on YouTube and type in iPhone 16, right? A lot of phone flippers on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, wherever, disappeared. Facts. A lot of them have disappeared because they were never flipping phones. They were flipping courses. That's a fact. A lot of people, what they were doing was they saw, okay, I can go ahead and be a scammer. It's a reason why in my videos, I don't show you none of my phones. I don't show you guys anything in my store because people were plotting on my store when I first started my channel. Because when you show, oh, guys, I got this and that, then people are obviously going to try to take it from you, right? I've had my car broken into several times. I've had situations, so I've learned. But what I've realized is there are people on YouTube, prime example, they'll go to their basement, they'll have a bunch of iPhones. Well, dude, they're getting these iPhones literally from scamming, and a lot of people were buying phones off of credit. So what they were doing, it's a fact, what they were doing was they were utilizing the fact that they have a retirement fund. If they're an Army vet, they would utilize their check to do this. If they were somebody like a regular person like me, they would either work at a phone store and they would finesse and act like the phones they have are from them actually flipping it when that's not the realization, like that's not true. There's a bunch of different things, and what happened was a lot of phone stores cracked down. A lot of platforms started to catch on to the same redundant content, right? Because phone flipping is redundant, right? You have a bunch of people out here that make phone flipping content, but it's just the same. Like, it ain't nothing. Like, you're not really doing anything. You're not really spilling out real information. So what happened is they had to give it up because those courses you're selling are the same courses you've been selling since 2021. You know, phone flipping ain't hard. You don't need a course for it. Now, I have a phone flipping course. So why am I saying it? Well, I'm saying it because I'm being honest. If I teach you right now how to flip phones, it could be different for you than it is for me. It could be different. I had to flip phones because I had to live. I had to flip phones because I left New Jersey, came to Philly, and I ain't have a pot to piss in. I started flipping phones because I was driving a car when I'm on a date, my car cutting off at red lights, and I got a finesse and act like, oh man. Let me turn this thing back on, sweetheart. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know what happened. You feel me? Like, this is the first time this joint cut off at the red light, man. Like I had to finesse, so I got tired of it. So what I did was, I started reaching out. I was doing Wake Up Now at the time. I ran into a Sprint owner. Sprint owner introduced me to phones, and we started working. I was always a hustler. I was always a hustler in a good way, not somebody selling drugs, not somebody trying to finesse people, but I was a hustler as far as you give me a real opportunity, I'm going to sit my ass down and I'm going to figure out how to actually make it work for me and not work for it, right? So I was somebody that had the opportunity to work with a store owner that owned the store but didn't want to hire me because I wasn't Jewish. He didn't want to hire me because I wasn't Jewish. That's why. And it's nothing against the Jewish community because I love Jewish people because they taught me how to work with money, right? But he didn't want to hire me because I was not, I feel as if I wasn't that. I wasn't him. But he saw the demographic that I actually consumed and could relate to. And I was able to utilize that. And he one day, I told him, I was like, yo, you sending me to all of these businesses to actually try to close deals for phones. I always could talk my ass off. I'm the best seller I know, right? I know a bunch of selling techniques, but I also know how to talk and articulate and how to blend in with different type of individuals. But I was telling him, I was like, yo, man, you sending me to all of these business meetings, but my car's shutting down, man. And it was a point in time where my car was breaking down to the point where I was embarrassed. I was pulling up to hospitals trying to close accounts, but I had to park 3 blocks down so they didn't see the bucket I was driving in. So I told the guy, I said, yo, I really appreciate this opportunity. But if I'm being honest with you, I don't really think that I can keep doing this because, yeah, I'm making some money. He was paying me like $60 per phone that I was selling. But I was like, I can go back to doing Wake Up Now and make a little bit more money. Remember, I'm 19 at the time. I could actually do that and build myself up. So I was telling him, like, I might have to stop doing this. He didn't change my life when he said, you know, Brandon, I will do this for you. This month, I'll give you 100% of the revenue for all of the phones. I'll take the revenue for the plans and stuff, but I will give you money for all of the phones you sell, all of it. So I was selling like iPhone 5Cs for $350. I was selling iPhone 8s and 7s. You know what I mean? I was selling these phones whole price. So I sold these phones, guys. The first week, I made $4,000. I went to go get a car and brought that car, right? And I had like a epiphany. I was like, yo, what if I just, because I knew my month was almost up of him giving me 100% profit. I was like, what if I just buy the phones from him and then I just start selling the phones on my own? I brought it up to him. You wanna know what he said to me? He said, nah. We can't do that. Huh? Nah, I can't do that, Brandon. You wanna know why he couldn't do that? Because then he would lose money. He would lose money. The money was in me working under him. The money wasn't him being a partner. This is a 100% true story on everything I love. When he told me that, I said, okay. I said, that's fine. I worked for him a little bit, under him. I found his plug. I found this buyer. So while we were working and I was doing and everything, I would peep his moves because I wanted to learn. I wanted to own my own store one day, which I did. And I found he was selling to a wholesale buyer. I hit the wholesale buyer up one day. Said, hey, how you doing? My name is Brandon Jones. I right now work with, because he didn't employ me, right? I was like, I work with such and such. And I was like, I would like to work with you. And when I told him I would like to work with him, he was like, I gotta speak to the guy to see if it's okay. I was like, well, to be honest with you, he doesn't know I'm contacting you. I'm a hustler, man. You give me this chance, I'll do it. He said, you know what, Brandon? I like your hustle. This is what I'm going to do for you. You need to give me a certain amount of phones. So he told me the number of phones every week. If you give me these phones every week, we'll work together. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, you have to, it was like you have to keep up, right? And it was 40 phones every single month. Bruh, the first month, when I was working with the guy for my car, I only moved around like 25 units. So 40 was a lot, but I did it. The point I'm making, guys, is phone flipping is not about an ad. It's not about a eBay, and it's not about learning from someone. It's really about understanding why you're doing it. You know, that didn't change my life. Having that phone buyer didn't change my life. He ended up scamming me too. But what it did do, though, it taught me that if I go ahead, bet on myself, buy phones, because I ended up not buying phones from that Sprint guy anymore. I ended up just buying them on the street. And I bet on myself and I started to grow. Now, I had hiccups and bumps. My friends tried to rob me, bruh. This is a fact. My friends tried to rob me in a KFC. He sent his family to sell me a phone, and he actually tried to rob me, I swear. But I learned. And that's why every course that you do, if you do buy a course, please make sure it comes with a phone call or with a connection or with something that is going to be able to have somebody there to answer your questions that you may have. Because a phone flipping community isn't anything if it does not have any personal touch to it. You know, I have a community. I do. It's called Hustle 365. Most of the people in my community just pay to sit there. They ain't working. They not trying to make this money. They not trying to hustle. I live this life. Now, let me tell you why I live this life. I live this life because I remember how it feels to be broke. I remember how it feels to be broke. I'm talking about broke. I'm talking about trying to figure out how to actually be valuable. Because as a man, you're not valuable if you don't have money. You're not. And save me all the hoopla, blase about, oh my God, yeah, people love you. No, they don't give a hell about you if you're a broke ass man. And if you're working for somebody that don't respect you, you start to feel or devalue your own damn self. I've been in positions to where I've seen people die working for somebody. And I'm not talking about physically, I'm talking about mentally. I've been in positions where I've seen people that I've hired leave me because I wasn't paying them the pandemic. I couldn't pay them as much as Trump was doing the stimulus. So they left. They left. They got the stimmy. And then after the stimmy stopped, went back to Walmart. I done seen people from high school that got straight A's, go to college, get out of college, no job. Can't find one. And then they find something at a hotel. Bro, that's not what you majored in, my guy. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is because phone flipping or even reselling is not about making money. It's about understanding that you're building a foundation for your standard. What are you actually here for? What are you trying to accomplish, right? So when I go over these price lists or I go over these updates, I don't want you guys to take it as I'm trying to make you rich. I'm not here to make nobody rich. I cannot make nobody rich. I'm not rich. I am comfortable. I wake up every single day and do what the hell I want to do, how I want to do it. I can travel when I want. I still got improvements to make. I still got bad months. I still got bad days and bad weeks, bro. And whoever is watching me right now and needs to hear this, bro, listen, there's times and points and periods where you ain't going to make the money and the shit that you're doing ain't showing. The work that you're putting in is not giving you any results. But don't you dare settle for working for somebody that don't value you and can replace you. It's no point. Work on two things. Work on their business and yours, bro. So when we talk about phone flipping, understand it's not something that's going to make you a bunch of money if you don't evolve it. Everything has to evolve. If you start phone flipping, learn how to do it correctly, get a couple dollars, do it over and over and over again. Then teach somebody else around you how to do it. But don't teach them how to do it so they can go off and do their own thing. Teach them how to do it as far as them working with you. When they work with you, now you have a syndicate. You starting a business. I had a guy, when I first started YouTube, I never knew that YouTube was something people with phone flipping made videos about. I started YouTube showing my store. I wanted to start a YouTube like Black Ink Crew type of thing where I was like showing people my store and we were just like chilling and talking. But then I started talking about phone flipping and I started getting traction. So when I started doing that, I'm like, all right, cool. Phone flippers started hating me because I started telling the truth. And started dissing me and stuff. Like we rappers and shit. You know what I mean? But the point I'm saying is if you want to grow, the secret to actually making money is you're going to go broke. I went broke several times. I've lost my cars, my penthouse, my girlfriends, my family, because you're going to actually have to go through a growth process. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to actually lose everything to build everything back up? Some people aren't. You know how much, especially during the holiday time, you know how much I wish I had a regular job? I'm being honest. I wish I had a job where I can go clock in and then I can come home and not worry about nothing. Then you can like chill with your family and not have to worry about like bills, rent, paychecks. You don't have to worry about it. It's just there. You're good. But ain't nobody gonna tell y'all that. Ain't nobody gonna tell you the truth. They're gonna lie to you. They're gonna make it seem like shit sweet, man. Shit ain't sweet, bro. Ain't not a goddamn thing sweet, man. Ain't nothing easy about owning your own business. It ain't nothing sexy. You get girls that want to mess with you because of the power they think you got. But then when they get close to you and they see that you have bad days, they ain't gonna respect you as much, or they're gonna try to destroy your shit because they wanna munch off of it. These is facts, bro. These is facts. I'm about to get off. What I do want to say though is, y'all know, I have a website, right? WESPLY.com. Okay. Now this website right here, we do have Black Friday sales still going. It's just sales in general. So I have a bunch, but even if you go straight to the website and go down, it says Black Friday deals, right? We have a bunch of different things, but I want to talk about something simple. If you're somebody out there looking to like get some type of asset, right? I got a bunch of stuff here that I sell on my own. Bruh, like y'all think I'm lying. Let me show y'all something real quick, man. Cause I'm working on this. I'm just learning how to do this. I'm being real. I'm learning how to sell on Poshmark. This is the first time I've been selling on Poshmark. Y'all, I've been making so much money selling on Poshmark. And you wanna know what I'm selling? I'm selling Labubu dolls, bruh. What the heck? I'm selling these dolls right here. And it's a fact. I'm selling this thing, and this thing paying my bills right now. I'm good. This covering 2 rents. This thing right here, right? So, and that's a video coming. I don't put out videos until I actually do the test to make sure it's making money. So that's why y'all haven't really seen any Poshmark content, but I'm selling $20 a pop. Today I sold 16. So $320 net, but if you take away the fees, they take away like $5 each. So that's $80. I'm making around like $250 today. That's good money. That's good money. I don't pay for shipping. I don't pay for advertising. I don't do none of that. But the point I am making is that you can go shop, go to audio, you can go to chargers. I got a bunch of different ones, but the best deals I see right now that I have that are selling, you can get 2 AirPod clones and get one free for $56. You can get 4 AirPod Max ones for $100. 4. Okay? Not to mention, we have the kits. I don't even want to go there. We have the kits. These kits are kits where I put a bunch of products. You can get 20 Labubu dolls. Those are the dolls I just showed you for $249. You can get 20 headphones, 10 AirPod clone Gen 2s, and 10 Maxes for $380. You can get a bunch of different things here. You just gotta look. I'm being honest, y'all. I do need to do better at promoting. I ain't gonna lie. But even if you're looking to do it a different way, guys, you can. Because I don't even want it to just be about me promoting me, bro. Like, it's so much opportunity out here for you guys, man. And I think a lot of us, we sleep on ourselves because we too scared to fail. And when we do fail, we feel upset, discouraged. Well, let me tell y'all something, man. I'm in a business venture. In person, I succeed a lot more than I do online. That bothers me. It bothers me to the point where I'm not consistent sometimes. Now on YouTube, I think I'm one of the most consistent people. Because even when my video get 4 views, even though that don't happen no more really. I mean, I done moved up to 40, you feel me? But even when I get a certain amount of views, I still go. Sometimes I wonder with myself, why do you keep grinding when you're not seeing the results you want? Why do you keep grinding, bro? Like, what is it that makes you want to keep going? When I think of it, y'all, what makes me want to keep going is the fact that I know that if I'm not seeing the success that I want, I'm the problem. Like, if I don't get the amount of views I want, I'm the problem. If I don't see the profit I want, I'm the problem. If I'm not making the sales I want, I'm the problem. That's their issue. A lot of people, if they're not doing or getting, that thing that they're not doing and getting from is the problem, not them. That is where, in my opinion, a lot of people fail. You're not failing because you're not good. You're not failing because you're not worth it. You're failing because you fail to realize you're the problem. So when I close, or as I close, I would just like for you guys to, whenever you watch this, especially sober, I want you to see where you're at, and I want you to think about how you could be better. Stop thinking about the shit that's going wrong. Oh man, my girl tripping. Or, oh, I don't have the money for this bill. Or, man, I feel like my family is draining me of money and taking all my bread and I don't have much for me. Okay, where are you the problem in that situation? A lot of us keep focusing on what the problem is instead of being the solution. Get up off your ass and work harder, bro. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. And then it's all love, bro. Every day I wake up and I tell myself, work the fuck harder, bro. Because I surround myself around very few people because I don't think a lot of people have the work ethic that I want to have. And I need to surround myself around more people that have the work ethic that I want, right? And that's something I got to do better. I got to do better at that. So, all right, y'all, man. I thank you guys so much for watching, man. I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. I love you guys, man. If you are on TikTok and you're watching me, check me out, Educated Hustler on YouTube. If you're watching me, check me out, Educated__Hustler on TikTok. Not only do I appreciate you guys, but I hope you guys have a great holiday. Whether you're a 9-to-5, entrepreneur, unemployed, no matter what, man, you doing something great, man. And that's one thing I do want to say because I don't hear it ever. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of you. A lot of us don't hear that. Even if you're failing, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. It's stuff I'm failing right now at that I could use somebody to just say, I'm proud of you. Because see, it takes balls to wake up every single day and grind your ass off even though you know that you ain't where you want to be. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of y'all. All right, I'll be back live tomorrow, man. I'm shooting more for like 7 p.m. But when I get kids, I had my son, you know, who's over here, had a bad day, man. Bad day. Saying inappropriate things, right? Yes. And sometimes you got to handle that. But again, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys make sure you keep making that money work for you and don't work for the money. Peace.